Hey y'all, Irix Guy here, and I've been promising this video tutorial for a long time. Several of you asked me, they're like, hey man, how do you live stream to YouTube? Because obviously I've got Irix Guy's live show and Epic Drone Show. Both are live YouTube broadcasts, meaning that everything that I say is presented in real time. The chroma key, the green screen backdrop is also processed in real time. How do I do it? What's the lighting that I use? What's the green screen that I use? What's the software that I use? Which cameras do I use? Within this tutorial, I'm going to answer all of those questions and want to remind everyone you can expand this video's description and then click the link there and you can find all of the equipment. All the software, the furniture, and everything that I've referenced within this video, you can find it within the link within this video's description. And if you find this to be of value, please consider supporting my channel if you choose to do so. You can find my link on Patreon within this video's description too. I'm sharing this video because you asked, but I'm also sharing this video because it contains what I feel is a somewhat high-level summary of how to make this happen. And this is the product of several months of working to troubleshoot and better perfect. And it's worth mentioning that the software and obviously all the hardware has greatly improved since I first started live streaming. Hey y'all, Irix Guy here, and I promised everyone a YouTube live streaming tutorial. Now this is how I do a live show. So Irix Guy's live show, also Epic Drone Show. You know, how do I do that? What's the equipment that I use? What's the software that I use? How do I do it? So without further ado, let's jump right in. I want to go ahead and remind everyone you can expand this video's description and then click the link there. And you can find links to all the hardware and all the software just like I use. So yeah, if you don't mind clicking those links and you know, checking it out there, that helps me a lot. So thanks in advance. So we're going to go through everything. The first thing I want to show y'all is the wall. Now this wall color is super important. You can get chroma key backdrops that are fabric that come with a frame, but I've found that by just painting a wall that it's so much better because I don't have the possibility of a breeze or someone bumping into it, or you know, fabric tends to collect dust and cat fur and that sort of stuff more than a painted wall does. So I just painted the wall. The next thing you'll notice, and now the light in the very back there, that ring light, that's something you may or may not want to use. If you want to really light your face really well by putting it kind of behind your camera, that's a good way to do it. That light right there is crucial. That lights the backdrop. This light over here is crucial. It lights the backdrop. And then we've got another light here that's also crucial. And this is the key light, which is super important because that's going to light me at my studio set. Now this is really cool. Watch this. Alexa, turn green screen on.
Okay.
So what I've done there is I've integrated my green screen studio lighting with Amazon Alexa. So I've got voice control. And it just makes it a lot better because now I don't have to deal with touching the lights, because obviously everything is optimally placed. Because my objective was to, so you can see right here, see how true and green that is? You know, looking at it from where the camera is. I mean, that's a consistent, very well lit and bright colored green. Perfect for chroma keying, green screening, whatever you want to call it. So see, this right here is kind of what my webcam right there, this is kind of what it looks like, see? Just a really vibrant and well-lit green. So that's why I like to use voice control. I don't like to move those lamps around. I spent hours getting them optimally placed so that I could eliminate shadows. So the next thing you're going to want to do is, obviously right here is where I put my laptop. And I've got it's encoding some other videos for Irix Guy's Adventure channel right now, but it'll sit right here on the desk. Obviously you want You want an extra charger because you don't want your battery to run low while you're live streaming. You need a tripod and a good webcam. This webcam is actually 4K, but right now I'm just broadcasting in 1080p or 720p, and I'm about to start live streaming in 1080p when I upgrade my bandwidth through my internet service provider. But you can find this webcam and again, all of this, tripod and everything, just expand this video's description and then click the link there. Now the other crucial component is a quality microphone. And this is the microphone that I use for all my live broadcasts. I haven't had any complaints in regards to the audio quality. And obviously I can connect it to, in my case, I use a MacBook Pro with USB-C. So I just got a USB-C cable for it and I'm in business. Likewise, my webcam, got a USB-C cable for it. So, you know, that solves the audio and the video and just makes it a very high quality live stream experience in my opinion. Now, let's see, what am I forgetting here? I mean, we're going to dive in here in a minute. We're going to dive into the actual software setup, but oh yeah, that's what I was forgetting. Furniture. See how this black chair, it's a black leather, but it's not glossy. That's super important because if you get a glossy piece of furniture for your set, it can create reflections which can potentially create problems with your green screening. And again, you can find that chair linked within this video's description too. And also this table. I mean, this is just a super cheap table, but it serves a purpose because, you know, when I'm live streaming, you're seeing me, you're seeing part of my chair and my laptop, but you don't see how low budget my studio actually is. Which reminds me, if y'all want to support my channel, I mean, feel free to do so. Patreon, expand this video's description. You can find a link to me on Patreon as well. But, you know, like I said, if you're setting up your own studio and you choose to purchase your equipment through my links, linked within this video's description, that helps me tremendously. So, yeah, just to recap, so you want to have a very well-lit green screen backdrop. You don't want shadows. And when you're testing your environment, you know, you kind of put your camera in front of your face and look at it and say, hey, is that bright green? Do I see shadows? No, it looks great. Don't wear a green shirt. Because if you wear a green shirt, you can start to have holes in your body because it's going to think that your shirt is part of that green backdrop and it's going to key it out. As far as camera placement's concerned, you know, with a tripod and your webcam, you can put it kind of up close to your face. You could extend your tripod if you wanted to, put it further back to capture more of the environment. But just be aware if you're chroma keying, you know, the size of your chroma key backdrop will dictate how much area you can capture within your virtual set. So, in my case, I get kind of a tight shot because again, you know, you're just seeing me, you're seeing part of my microphone, and you're seeing part of my laptop. So, you know, I've got a huge wall, but I'm only concerned about that portion there. And see, if I was wanting to go larger, I would have to adjust my lighting because you can see obviously behind the lights I've got shadows. So, you know, there's a lot of things to take into consideration when you're setting this up. But it doesn't have to be complicated. But if you're an impatient type of person, this may not be a project for you because it will require experimenting. You know, when you first set up your camera, it may not be the optimal location. When you first set up your lighting, it may not be the optimal location either. You may have shadows. You may have to work through that. When you go live for the first time, you may discover your internet speed's not fast enough. So, maybe your expectation was to broadcast in 1080p, but because of your internet speed, maybe you're struggling to get 720p. There's a lot of things you want to take into consideration. So, if you're the impatient type of person, this may not be a thing that you want to get involved with because you could probably frustrate yourself. But if you do have patience and you want to create something really cool, then I hope this video provides value. So let's go ahead and jump in now. I'm going to show you the software that I use and how I capture the green screen effect in real time in a YouTube live broadcast using that software. So this is the Wirecast configuration, and as an example, I'm using my most current iRix Guys live show template. And if you haven't seen my live show using that template, check out irixguy.com and then search for iRix Guys live show, and you can see it in action. But one thing worth mentioning here, I don't have the camera optimally placed for this tutorial. So when you look at my live show, it's actually right in front of that desk. So there's a few components, and I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible. And again, this is Wirecast, and it's one of the core components for me being able to make this live chroma key happen. You can expand this video's description and then click the link there, and you can find where to order Wirecast as well as all the equipment that I use for my live shows. So this right here is a core area. This is a series of clips. So when I go live, the first thing I do here is click this, which this is my intro. So I've got it, and by the way, after you set your live show up, you probably want to save your template, because see, right now it's not playing, but when I get ready to go live, the first thing I'll do is hit this arrow here, and then you'll see, and always mute your mute your speakers. I failed to do that. But you'll see right here what's actually live. And then what I'll do is I'll watch this, and you can see there's a little timeline here. It's a purple color. So I'll know when I'm getting close to the end of the clip. And I mean, visually I know that too, because I know I'm flying over the island with my drone. But when I get ready to segue into the face on video portion, that's when I go here, and this is my studio set. So obviously I would be in front of the camera, so you can see my hand there just for this demo. But then I would hit the arrow again, and you'll see now that my set where I would be face on video is visible. Now this set layer is the most complex portion of the live stream. So you can see here with the set selected, I've got several things going on. I've got iRix Guy Live lower third. That's this graphic. Just a PNG graphic, transparent background that I created with the iRix Guys Adventure Channel logo, iRix Guys Live Show, and the satellite dish. The next thing's not applicable. EDS, which is Epic Drone Show. And you can see I don't have the eye yellow. If it was yellow, it would appear. So that's what I use for my Epic Drone Show, but it's not applicable for iRix Guys Live Show. But I try to keep everything as templated as possible, and that just makes it easy to to brand my two shows. I don't have to reinvent the wheel for each show. The microphone is currently muted, but if I unmute it, you'll see the waveforms here. That's an indication that I'm broadcasting audio, and if I push the mute button, you can see the waveforms went away, which indicates that audio should not be audible. Now this piece is the background. This is a video clip that I filmed in Turks and Caicos. So it functions as the chroma key backdrop. The main layer is this layer, and this is very important because when you select your main layer, this is the webcam that you're using to film yourself face on video for the live broadcast. When you select this, you're going to want to go to this little person icon because this is where chroma key happens. So you can see now I've got use chroma key checked, but if I uncheck chroma key, you'll notice you just see a green wall. Now obviously for my live show, you've seen me in my chair. I'll have my lights on, which are not on right now. But the objective is to make that chroma key wall as bright as possible and eliminate shadows. And I've been able to do that. And that's how you get a convincing green screen effect. So again, the paint color, the lights, all the equipment, expand this video's description, and then click the link there and you can find it all. But this is a very important thing right here. So when you're chroma keying, you can typically just do use chroma key and stick to defaults. But say it's not, there's Sean Coonery. But say it's not optimally configured. So you can click pick key with mouse, and then you can move your mouse over and click various points of your wall. Now obviously I picked the beige area, so now it's keying out the beige and replacing with the Turks and Caicos background. But if I click green, and see, that's why you want this consistent, because typically this green right here is going to be well lit and it's going to be pretty much the same color throughout. So if I click that, now you can see green is being replaced with the Turks and Caicos backdrop. So, you could use whatever video or photo in the background or logo. You could mix it up throughout your live broadcast, however you want to do it. But I mean, this is it at a high level. Turn chroma key on and off. Select your, with chroma key engaged, select your background layer. I could have 4 or 5, maybe even more layers here if I wanted to. And to turn chroma key on and off, all that I would have to do is, just click the little eye, and then I could click the eye for another color. But see, in that scenario, what's cool about this, see, I've still got chroma key engaged. So when I turn the Turks and Caicos background off, it turned black because it's keying that area. It's green screening that area. So it's really not, I mean, this was kind of daunting at first, and there is so much more that I can do with this software. Say I want to embed, click this little plus sign down here and embed video clips. I could have pre-recorded video clips and pop them up just like I pop up my intro and my main show sections. So I could pop them up during the show. If I'm talking about something in particular, I could just stream a video clip or an audio clip. And then when I get ready to wrap it up, I'll say thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to Our Skies Adventure channel. And while I'm saying that, I've already got this highlighted. And as soon as I say thanks for watching, be sure to subscribe, ring that bell icon. Support me on Patreon if you choose to do so. And expand this video's description. You can find the links to everything there. Then what I'll do is click the arrow once again, and you'll see here, now this represents what's being streamed, and that's my outro clip. So once I finish that, then all I do, and of course I'm not live for this tutorial, but I would click that, looks like to the right of Wirecast, looks like a little dish beaming something. If I click that, that would terminate my live stream. Now that's one thing I didn't get into within this tutorial, is how to connect it to YouTube. It's actually very simple, and I don't want to do that for security reasons, but if you log into YouTube, you go to the live streaming and you can find a code, and then you use that code for your Wirecast. So basically it's really simple. You just go into YouTube, name your live stream, and then launch Wirecast and start broadcasting. That part's really straightforward. This was the most challenging part, and that's why I wanted to explain this within the tutorial. I hope the tips that I provided within this tutorial were of value. Again, I can't remind everyone enough, expand this video's description and then click the link there, and you can find where to order everything online. All the software, all the cameras, all the lighting, all the voice automation, everything that I just demonstrated, the paint color, you can find it all there. Expand this video's description and then click the link there. Or you can just go to my website, iricksguy.com, and search, hit the little search box, and search for how to YouTube live stream. So it's really cool. Again, it can seem to be a little bit daunting, so if you're not a patient type of person, you may not want to mess with this. But if you do have at least a moderate amount of patience, it's probably worth your time, because I found it to be really cool, and I hope you do too. Hey, feel free to support me on Patreon. Link within this video's description. You can choose to do so. It's just iRickSky on Patreon. Also, be sure to subscribe and ring that bell icon when you do to be notified whenever I post another video. And share this video and any of my videos with others. And if there's future requests that you may have, maybe there's a topic that I failed to address within this video, comment below. Tell me what you'd like to see, and I'll see if I can whip up a video, because I'm always looking to make tutorials. And again, I'm an independent YouTuber, so I apologize if this looks low budget, but it's what I'm working on. I mean, it's what I'm working with, rather. So again, any way that you may choose to support my channel is greatly appreciated. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, iRickSky here. Thanks again for your viewership. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. If you're looking for iRickSky's Adventure Channel merch, like this t-shirt and a lot of other cool stuff, expand this video's description. You can find it all there. Y'all have a good day.